everybody, and welcome to the Rocky and Derrick Show. If you like our interviews, please visit our website, rockyandderrick.com, and visit our photo and video galleries. Today, we're here at Muddy Creek Music Hall with
Daniel Champagne,
who does?
singer-songwriter, guitar player.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm sitting in for Rocky. Do you write your own music?
I wrote most of the songs, so there's a few other songs that I'll play each night in a set, but usually 12 out of the 15 would be my own.
What made you want to do music?
My dad is a guitar player, and my first memory of anything was in the backyard back in Australia watching his band rehearse, and he was playing guitar for that band, and I always thought it would be a fun thing to do, so once I started, I didn't stop.
Did he teach you how to play?
He was my initial teacher, and after that I had lots of different teachers and mentors throughout the years.
How long did it take for you to learn guitar?
I'm still learning, but I've played lots of different styles throughout the years, and starting from when I was 5 I was a classical guitar player, and then got into some more experimental things as a teenager, but I'm still kind of learning every night on the road, I feel.
Were you taught how to sing?
I wasn't taught how to sing, but I was in some choirs early on with different mentors. Yeah.
Do you ever get nervous on stage?
Not on stage. Sometimes I get a little nervous before a show, particularly if it's been a while since I've played a concert. So usually I'm on the road somewhere in the world playing every night. But if it's been like a few weeks since I've played a concert, then I'll kind of get that nervous, wondering if I'm able to do it again, sort of thing.
Was it hard learning how to sing and play at the same time?
I think it was kind of natural. Yeah, I mean, when I first started to sing and play, I was playing very simple guitar things, and then over the years, that guitar stuff got complicated under the vocals, so it was sort of a natural progression.
Do you ever mess up on stage, like you trip over a word and stuff and you have to start over, or do you just keep going?
All the time. I don't think I ever start over, but I sometimes I forget words, or sometimes I stuff things up on the guitar. One time I even tried to jump out into the audience and got snagged on one of the speakers and just kind of fell on my guitar, basically. So I mean, everything imaginable has happened. You know, sometimes your gear doesn't work or your guitar breaks or something like that. And I kind of learned early on that none of it's really that bad, so there's no point worrying about it.
Do you only play acoustic guitar?
I only play acoustic well. I play a little bit of electric, and particularly when I was a kid, I played a lot. But now I'm always just traveling around with this guitar, so it's the only one now that I feel comfortable playing.
What is the biggest audience that you've performed in front of?
I've played some big festivals, you know, when you end up on the main stage and it's like 10,000 people or something, particularly in Canada and back in Australia. And then I've been lucky enough to open for early on bands like In Excess, and then recently I got to play with Tommy Emmanuel and Rodrigo Gabriela, and some big theatres with those guys.
Do you know how to play any other instruments?
Again, not very well, but anything that's stringed and fretted, say like the banjo or the mandolin or the ukulele, I can play, but only as they correlate to the guitar. So I'm really just thinking about transposing a guitar piece onto those, but I can still, play them, make them sound okay, I think.
Do you ever play in Australia?
Yeah, at least once a year I do quite a big tour down there. I'm actually going back in 2 weeks to start a tour, and I get back for Christmas, and usually there's a few festivals that I'll play when I'm back down there.
How long have you been in America?
I kind of came out here to base myself almost 5 years ago. So 5 years, but there's a lot of I'll go up to Canada a lot and back to Australia, New Zealand and Europe, and there's a lot of flying around, but basically 5 years I've kind of been based here.
What is your favorite song to sing?
At the moment, I'm enjoying a song called The Great Dividing Range, mostly because it's the newest, and I guess you're always the most passionate and excited about new songs to sing.
Where was your favorite place that you performed?
so many. I love my favorite city to go to and play. It's kind of a strange one, but it's Winnipeg in the middle of Canada. It's like the coldest city I've been to, but I've been going there for years and years, and it's always a great night. But I particularly like coming to new towns and new venues. I've never played here before, so I'm very excited to be here and to see what happens tonight.
How hard is it to write your own music?
That's I guess a variable. It's not hard to write music, but then to write something that is good and then to know whether it's good or not. Sometimes I write something and I think it's good, but you come back to it a week later and it's really not. And then other times that happens in the opposite direction. But I guess, yeah, it depends how much of a perfectionist you are. But I get comfortable just always writing something and then you work out later whether it's good or not.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I think still playing music, hopefully around the world. I would have seen a lot of different cities and different places, and hopefully I'm able to kind of control where I play and how much I play by then. But yeah, still, I think I'll always be playing music.
Who inspired you to make music?
Lots of people throughout the years. So my dad originally, and then I had a really great guitar teacher as a kid, and then different artists, particularly Australian people, because it was cool to see artists coming through my town and they were playing music around the world, and it was good to see that. But I'm always finding new people and new things to get inspired by.
Who is your favorite singer or band right now?
Right now, I'll always love an Australian guy named Jeff Lang. He's a really great slide guitar player, kind of bluesy, really interesting songwriter, and I've always loved his music and still do.
If you wasn't doing music, what would you be doing?
I've got no idea. No idea. Yeah, it's a good question.
What is your favorite genre of music?
I think I'm drawn to anything that's sort of acoustic based, I guess naturally, because I can get ideas about what I'm doing. And the cool thing about acoustic music, as in just one person playing guitar and singing, is that from song to song it can kind of change genres. So you can play a jazz song and then you can play kind of a folk song or a pop song. But I'm naturally just drawn to people who are making music with the same tools that I am.
What is with the bird on your guitar?
It's a good question. When I was 15, I wrote a song called The Nightingale, and it's still one that I love playing, and I do it every night. And a friend of mine from Victoria, just outside of Melbourne, he does these, he calls them guitar tattoos. So he basically draws them on in pencil. And yeah, it was my birthday when I was in his town last year, and he drew that on the guitar for me.
Would you like to join a band?
A band? Would I like to join a band? I'd like to, as something to do. I think ultimately I like being just a solo performer and controlling things, but I'd like to, have different musical experiences, and one of them would involve being in a band.
What's your favorite part about performing?
I think the audience reaction, particularly if somebody hasn't seen you before. I think doing something that you do every night and could possibly become a bit boring to you if you were just playing it to yourself becomes very exciting when you're in front of a whole new bunch of people and you see, the excitement that they're getting out of what you're doing.
Have you met any of your favorite artists before?
Yeah, most of them. I mean, the person I mentioned before, Jeff Lang, I see him every time I'm in Australia and played with him a lot. I think most of my guitar players I've had the chance to meet and perform with, luckily.
What's that thing on your finger?
It's a thumb pick. So basically, like you'd usually see the flat picks, which people hold like that, and they'll play the guitar. But the thing with those flat picks is it takes 3 fingers, so you can't really do anything else with this, whereas this is like a pick on your hand, so you can kind of play that. but also play other things at the same time. And yeah, it sort of opens up the hand, but you still got a pick attached to what you're doing.
Do you ever get discouraged?
I don't think I ever get discouraged. I have days where I feel like doing it more than others, you know, particularly if you haven't slept or you've just come off a plane or you've got a long drive. Sometimes you're sitting backstage not really feeling like jumping up and playing. But I've always been very driven to do it, and so I don't think I've ever been discouraged by a situation or something that anybody said or anything like that.
How can people get in contact with you?
My website is danielchampagnemusic.com, and I'm obviously on YouTube, where I think this video will be, and Instagram and Facebook and all of that.
In your own words, what advice would you give to kids?
I think just enjoy the music. Yeah, because I think that's ultimately, if you're going to do something with it, that's kind of the heart of the whole thing. And if you can enjoy something, then that will motivate you to practice and get good at it. And then it will also motivate you to want to push it out into the world. But I think you have to really, really love it to want to do it over a long period of time.
Well, that's it for today, guys. Be sure to give us a like, subscribe, and comment your favorite musician down below. And if you want to become a sponsor, go to our website, rockindanddesert.com. Goodbye.